Okay, we're gonna test the background here and see what's going on. See how things are going. See if we got any sound coming out the back end, and see if we got any. The visuals look good, and we got sound. Okay, so let's get this underway. Ladies, gentlemen, pronouns, lend me your ears. Crazy Kid back for another live stream, and today is Labor Day. This is the day where we celebrate those who uh, do the work to keep our countries rolling, to keep the economies flowing, keep products moving, keep our health the way they are. This is the day where we say, hey, thanks a lot. But it is, to me, it is kind of a weird kind of a holiday. It's like, I really appreciate what you do, but I just don't want you to do it today. Like, give the people a day off. I can understand giving them the day off, but it just, that's the way my mind kind of works. Is, you know, what's the catch? I really appreciate what you do for us. Just don't do it today. So, like I've held different jobs throughout the years, um, and some of them jobs were construction. I did uh, pool work, like swimming pool work. I did logistics, driving lift trucks back and forth in the factories, loading and unloading trucks and trailers. I did quality control. I did all kinds of different stuff, cooking, restaurant work. I did sales work. I did all kinds of stuff during my working days. And, I have a really big appreciation for the men and women who, you know, take care of those things, like do the hard labor jobs and, you know, the medical jobs. Like I was a first responder for a volunteer organization for a short period of time when I was in school, and we administered first aid when needed at like fairs, carnivals, racetracks, wherever they wanted our services to be available in case somebody got hurt. And I did that for a few years, and so I always tip my hat off to somebody who puts their life on the line for another person. And you know, and today's the day where we tip our hat to those who do the jobs that make our economies and make our countries as good as they are. So on behalf of all the community in the Crazy Kid 949 community, I want to say thank you to all the people that create the products for us to use, create and upkeep the roadways and the internet signals and the phone signals and everything that makes our life as comfortable as it is. On behalf of the Crazy Kid 949 community, I say thank you. Um, I remember back when I was working in the factories, like we'd get we'd get opportunities to work overtime on holidays like this. We get paid like triple time for it, and it was like, oh yeah, I'll take that $60 an hour. Hello, life, oh Ducky and Petrie. How are you doing? But yeah, I just want to say thank you to all the people that do something to create the creature comforts and ship the creature comforts to the stores so that we can purchase them. We're not cave people, hunting and pillaging for food and like living off the land and stuff like that. We've got creature comforts like you know the abattoirs and the meat packers and the shippers, the receivers, the truck drivers, everything that makes our life comfortable. And makes it easier for us to do things. And just like the people that put together the sites like YouTube here, that they offer us the opportunity to spread a message throughout the entire world, a positive message or a thankful message throughout the entire world who wants to view it. And thank you to those people for keeping these kind of sites up and for making it so that we can make a little bit of money at it too. So this is basically just a stream about saying thanks, giving thanks back to the people who do the extra things that make life comfortable. And like when you chime in, let's talk about your occupation. Like what do you do for a living, and how does it affect the creature comforts or the stability of the economy? Let's just have a conversation about that kind of stuff. And like I don't know what it is about when people say, "Oh, he's wearing white after Labor Day." What's the deal about wearing white after Labor Day? I never understood that. If somebody could clue me in on that, I would be thankful. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I wear white whenever I want to wear white. I wear whatever color I want to wear whenever I want to wear it. That's part of living in a creature comfort society. But yeah, let's talk about the. I have no clue. I just wear what I want. Yeah, same here. We row the boat. We're rowing the same boat. It's like, oh, this doesn't smell like it's been used too long. I'll wear it. I could do this one more time before it needs a wash. It's just, to me, one day just bleeds into another. I've been medically on the disabled list for like 16, 17 years now, and one day just bleeds into another. And I wake up in the morning, I'm going, okay, is today a special day? Is it Christmas? No. Is it my birthday? No. Is it New Year's? No. Oh, well, doesn't matter what day it is. It's today. It's a great day to drink a coffee. That's what day it is. But yeah, it's just one of those things, like when it comes to the people that create something for our enjoyment or our ease of life. That's what this day is built around. To say thank you, and to acknowledge the work behind what it what their item or their work does, and to just say, hey, we appreciate you. And believe me, the people that create the computers and the internet signal and the websites to post videos that we can make money from, I say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because without them, I wouldn't have this channel. I wouldn't have this wonderful community that we're building. And it's just one of those things where, like, you can't say thank you enough, really. Like, I've talked to either on live streams or in the chats to a great number of people, and from all different walks of life. And it doesn't matter where you sit on the economic totem pole or the sociological totem pole. It doesn't matter. We're all here enjoying the same thing. And it no longer has a restriction value. If you like the content, great, hit the thumbs up. If you really like the content, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. And when you subscribe, don't forget to check the all button, so this way here, all the videos that get produced by that creator, you'll get a notification saying, hey, something new came along. Maybe you want to check this one out. Just like today's video. Today's video is She Drives Me Crazy by the Fine Young Cannibals. And there's a lot of people who did not know that Roland Gift, the lead singer of the Fine Young Cannibals, actually dabbled in acting as well. He was on one of my favorite TV shows at the time, which was The Highlander, all about immortals having sword fights and whacking each other's heads off to be the what do they call it, the there can be only one, to be the last one around to get the prize. That's what the whole Highlander series was all about, in theory. But it was also a good way to see and see the dress and the mode of speaking and the mannerisms from back in the days of yore, back in the 1600s and 1700s and 1900s, and so on and so forth, through this particular immortal's life. And I always enjoyed that show. I'm kind of on the fence of whether or not the new one with Henry Cavill is going to be the same. But apparently, from what I've seen from interviews with Henry Cavill, is he's actually wanting to make it go with all the canon. He wants to make it to fit all the canon, which is great. That's a positive step right there, to make sure that it fits within the same world. So this way here, you don't have to go, okay, what version is this one? Like they can actually bring in actors from the original or the other series back into the new series, and it'll work. And I take my hat off to Henry Cavill for wanting to make it fit within the same realm. So, but that's another form of a person's contribution to, I'm going to call it plush society, the stuff that we have as comforts. Entertainment is comfort, just like music is comfort. All the musicians out there creating the music that we can listen to, learn from, and hopefully increase our mood and mode and own happiness through. So thanks to everybody who participates in creating that plush society that we live in. Just even the pilots, and bringing people from point A to point B on time. That's a hectic occupation. Like same thing with the air traffic controls. Any two dots touched, everybody dies. Hello, Kieran. Analyze social and economic data, write reports on the findings, and get paid very well for it. Nice. You can live this lifestyle without modern technology. Technology has its benefits. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yeah, technology, like I couldn't do a YouTube channel without YouTube, without an internet signal, without hydro or electricity. And today is one of those days, or today is the day where we should be mindful and thankful for those creature comforts and those abilities and useful technological advances. Like the same thing, somebody has a relative that has gone through life-saving surgery. The advancements in medical technology and medical instruments and medical procedures, that all had to come from somebody's work, somebody's hard work, somebody's hard mental work. That had to come from somewhere. So give those people some thanks. Give those people some mind, when you talk to them. But whatever people do to either create something for other people to use or create something for other people to enjoy, It's all in the same thing. It creates our society, our plush society, uh, to the point where we have all these creature comforts, and being able to analyze data, remotely, that adds into a whole brand new dimension of the digital nomad, where all you have to do is just give in your report electronically from anywhere around the world, and you can enjoy creature comforts from wherever you choose to work from. And I'm pretty sure Kieran can tell you firsthand that, some places are better than others to work in. But yeah, it's just today's the day where we, give mind and give thanks to those who put all that stuff together and keep all that stuff working for us. Like the people who built your house or the place, your apartment building that you live in, your domicile, wherever, that's a lot of work putting a house together. Like I did construction for a little while. Believe me, it takes a long time to build a house. It takes a lot of work. I built pools. That takes a long time and a lot of work, a lot of backbreaking work. I can guarantee that. But yeah, it's just the day that we all should give thanks to those people. Not many do, but we should, the police officers that protect our streets. Like, we didn't have them. You imagine the crime rate around the world if we didn't have law enforcement, if we didn't have penalties for hurting each other. Oh yeah, and the thing about it is when it comes to the fear mongering about technology, yes, it is a real danger, because at any time somebody could, find a way into your setup, and it's just a matter of how much do you put on your system to be available. Hello, Nicole. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. Well, you know what? How about this? Don't break into other people's stuff, And if you do, then obviously you don't belong on the circuit that, has that capability. So, but like that goes back to, the police forces and the law enforcement and the judicial system. Sometimes the judicial system works, sometimes it doesn't. It all depends on how it gets manipulated, while it's being discussed. And as long as it's going to be manipulated by feelings rather than facts, then that's when we're going to wind up having ridiculous laws that make no sense. That's where logic gets thrown out the window and feelings on the day get put in. But we got to have faith in some kind of a judicial system. Otherwise, if we don't have faith in the judicial system that we have, we'll end up with nothing but lawlessness, and we don't want that. That is not something we want. Bring everybody back to the Wild Wild West days. Hell no. No thanks. Everybody strap on a 6-shooter and defend yourself against your neighbor. Ooh. But like I always give thanks to those who put their lives on the line for people that need or can't defend themselves. The UK attempting to ban VPNs big concern. People have to protect themselves online. Yeah, that's a bad path, you know. But at the same time, okay, I can understand VPNs in one aspect to basically hide your system from something coming in. But what VPNs are mostly used for is to trick the internet to think that you're coming from another source. Like, say, for example, my situation, I'm in Canada. And since a lot of the stations that I want to watch might be from the United States, I could, with a VPN, I could trick the signal to think that I'm coming from, like, Omaha or Oklahoma, like rooted right in the center of the United States, and then watch all those shows rather than having to pay, exuberant amounts of money to have them, brought up. It's, basically the free way around things. And I'm not supporting one way or the other or denying one way or the other. But VPNs should have only been from oncoming signals that you're not requesting. And that would have been a virtual private network, is to block unwanted incoming search bots or searching, rather than being able to just say, okay, I'm coming from over there. No. That's what the governments are wanting to get rid of, is the ability to say I'm from that country, not this one. And when you have both, okay, and you say, okay, that's what we want to get rid of, the company that has it ain't gonna want to get rid of half the product, the half of the product that it's actually selling their units. So it's just a matter of, if the governments really wanted to get rid of the VPNs, then create one that doesn't have a mode to allow you to say I'm from over there. So, and then offer it at, like, a discounted price, then the governments will make money, and the other companies would have to either comply by shutting that feature off and reducing their price, or just basically go out of business. They could price them out. So, it's all about, what you use it for. Like, I know some people that use VPNs to say, I'm from here, there, and then I'm going to go over here. That's what some people use them for, is to make a trail that you have to, manipulate and find out, okay, how do we get through here? Here. You use multiple VPNs to scatter your signal from thousands of different places that it's too hard to find out where it really came from. So it's just, like, the VPN business is just, it's big. It's big business when they're freaking interrupting the Super Bowl or a NASCAR race or any sporting event to promote their VPN. So, that's just, that's just saying that, like, cyber crimes have gotten way out of hand to actually have to have a VPN. But cyber crimes have gotten way out of hand for VPNs to make that much money to be able to promote at those particular times. Like, interrupting a sporting event is huge money. Huge. Because that's when a lot of people are watching that particular channel. And the bigger the audience, the more it's going to cost you to advertise. That's just the way it goes. But getting back to thanking the people for their their hard work, their dedication to their job, whether it be enjoying the craft that they're doing or enjoying the particular you know, work that they're doing, or whether it's just doing the job to have their own personal needs met. All those types of people, they deserve thanks, and today's the day we give it to them. Today's the day where we say thank you. Take a day off, relax, put your feet up, enjoy a day. Enjoy a day. You don't have to do anything except for people in the necessary fields like health, food, um, fuel stations. Stuff that's needed, stuff that's necessary for the government and the economy to run. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to put up a short little stream about giving thanks to the people that do the hard work, making society as enjoyable as it is. So without going too far off base for too long, I just want to say thank you all for showing up, chirping in, saying hi, talking about, like Kieran said, he does social data, what they do for a living. And I want to say thank you all for being here. And until we get to the next one, my friends, I wish you all peace, love, and happiness.